This interview is part of the History Heard project. The content of this interview may be used for historical research, however, no part of the video itself may be reproduced without the express written permission of an authorized representative of History Heard. Today is September 28th, 2012 at 7:30 p.m. This is an interview with Ms. Dara Torres in Boston, Massachusetts. She was born on April 15th, 1967 in Beverly Hills, California. Ms. Dara Torres is one of the world's most successful and highly recognized athletes. She has won 12 Olympic swimming medals and set numerous national and international records in various swimming events. She is also known for having competed in 5 different Olympic Games and missed a 6th one
by 9/100ths of a second,
all of which make her one of the most durable athletes of all time. Remarkably, she competed in the 2008 Olympics at the age of 41. Ms. Torres is also a TV commentator, model, television host, sought-after interviewee, best-selling author, and mother. Ms. Torres, when did you first start swimming? Did you take to the water right away, or do you have any particular memories of those early swimming days?
I was a fish. I love the water, and we had a pool in our backyard, and there were 6 of us in my family, so my mom had us water safe real fast. She's the one who really introduced swimming to us so we'd be water safe, and I started on a team probably when I was about 6 or 7 years old. My mom used to take me to the pool when my older brothers, I have 4 older brothers, would swim, and I didn't like sitting in the stands, so she let me swim, and I just fell in love with it right away.
And so you were a great swimmer from an early age. You set your first national record when you were 12, and at 17 you went to your first Olympics, the 1984 Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Did you dream of being an Olympic athlete from early on, or did that sort of just happen on its own out of sheer momentum, and once it became apparent to your coaches and others that you had the real potential?
You know, it was so long ago that I remember how good I was when I was younger, but I had some scrapbooks that my mom had, and I started going through them when I moved up here to Boston recently. And I was looking, and there were like ribbons in there that were purple and orange. I'm like, whose are these and what are these? I thought all my ribbons were blue, you know? And so I look on the back and it says 12th place, Dara Torres, 8 years old. I'm like, oh my gosh, I always thought I won. So I guess I was mistaken, but when I became 11, 12 years old and I did get my first age group national record, I think that's when I really started to think about the Olympic Games. And unfortunately, I think it was like a year later, the games didn't happen for the US in 1980. And so I didn't really get to watch them. So I think if there had been an Olympic Games, I would have been more enthusiastic at a younger age. But as I got a little bit older and it started to get closer to the 84 Olympics, I got really excited about it. And, you know, I had a lot of people that said that swimming came easy to me, and it did. I didn't worked super hard when I was real young, and then I started to when I had the goal of making my first Olympic team. So I was told I had the potential. I just had to put the work in to be able to make it.
And training in a pool is grueling and comparatively tedious. What's kept you going day after day and year after year training?
Well, I actually love pain. I don't know. I think it's just the love I have for the sport. That I have retired 3 different times, thinking each time that I retired that I would be done. The first one was when I finished my college career in swimming and moved to New York and did some work, and I never thought I'd get back in and swim again, and then kind of got the itch and went back and trained for the 92 Olympics. And at that point I was 25 years old, and back then that was considered really old in swimming years, and you didn't normally see athletes out of college swimming in Olympic Games or competing. They usually had moved on to work. And so at those Olympics, I was called the grandma. And,
Really?
And so I decided to retire after those games, and I retired for 7 years, thinking I was done, never thinking I'd come back and swim at age 33. And then I remember after getting my last medal in 2000, when I'd won 5 medals there, and that was my 4th Olympic Games, and I'm like, all right, I'm done, that's it, you know, and I'm walking out of the arena, and some reporter taps me on the shoulder and wants to interview me, and his first question was, you know, you just took 7 years off, came back at age 33, you're going to do that again and come back for the 2008 Olympics at 41. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the stupidest question I've ever heard, and kind of walked off. So I never in my wildest dreams thought that I'd be swimming again at 41 too. So, but I think what happened is those years that I took off made me miss the sport so much that I wanted to get back and do it. And I was lucky that I love exercise, and so I stayed in shape during those years that I was off, which really helped make it a little easier to come back.
Is there a chance you're going to come back again?
No, I'm done. I'm 45, and I did miss making the Olympic team by 9/100ths of a second. And you know, I feel like I'll be here more for my daughter if I don't do all the training and the traveling and all that kind of stuff. So she's sort of had to endure that for 6 years, and now it's my time to give to her. So
it's very nice. At that 1984 Summer Olympics, you won a gold medal in the women's 4x100 meter freestyle relay. And what was it like not only to compete in the Olympics, but to win a gold medal there, especially at 17 in high school?
You know, I actually had gone to Westlake from 7th grade up until my sophomore year, and then my junior year I moved away to Mission Viejo and to train there, and so I went to high school there. And so when I came back to finish my senior year at Westlake, which I guess is now Harvard Westlake, you know, I remember walking back to get my books before school started, and the headmaster at the time, Mr. Reynolds, was there, and you know, he was, congratulations, blah, 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 you did great, you know, I just won a gold medal, and I was about to start my senior year in high school, and he said, can you just bring your medal? I really want to see it. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. You know, I said, but, you know, I really kind of want to stay low key, and I haven't been here for a year, and I just kind of want to blend in with everyone. He's like, oh, yeah, no problem. And so my first day back at school, I brought the medal, and I gave it to him in the office. I go, just keep it in your safe. At the end of the day, I'll bring it. And then they announced we have to go on the lower lawn for an assembly, and I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, just get out of a class, you know, go to assembly. And so we get out there, and all of a sudden he starts like playing the Olympic theme and makes me march out there and puts the medal around my neck, and I was absolutely mortified. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. And so, I mean, it was great being able to be 17 and experience something like that. But it was kind of hard going back to school and having done that, and then be in the environment where everyone's kind of like pointing and whispering, oh, there she, you know, there she is and stuff. And I wasn't used to that because I never had that attention up until that point. And so that made it a little difficult, but it was great being able to, you know, compete in my hometown and enjoy it, you know, in Los Angeles.
Absolutely. And what's your favorite event to swim then?
My favorite event is probably my best event, which is the 50 freestyle. And the reason I like it is because it's quick. You don't have to train as long for it. But the biggest thing is that it's just a very challenging event. You have to get your start right, the swim right, and your finish right, or you don't do well. And in other races, it's long enough where you can make up for any kind of mistake that you might have had. But in the 50, you can't. It's just one lap and that's it, it's over. So it makes it a little more challenging, and I like that.
You need that perfection.
I do.
And then do you prefer the relays, or is there a different feel when you do a relay versus competing in just a single individual? You know,
I actually like relays better, because in relays, there's a certain kind of pressure. And again, I'm just crazy, like with this psycho feeling pressure and, you know, liking the pain of working out hard. But I like the relays because of the pressure of having to do well because 3 other girls are relying on you, and you're representing the United States. You're not just swimming in an individual event representing the United States. It's you as a team. And you have to remember that you're swimming against these girls all year long, and then you go to trials, and now you're with them on a relay trying to win a gold medal or do well for the U.S. So I like that. I like that these other girls are relying on you, and it's a different kind of pressure to make yourself swim fast. And relays have been my best, and I guess it's that kind of pressure that really, I don't know, gets me that next step that I can really swim fast.